League of Legends meta has never been as malleable as it is today, and it's getting really difficult to keep everyone happy. We're looking at an abundance of changes that will bring us back to a more tame and familiar meta. A broad summary to this big patch is that crit AD carries are getting buffed, snowballing won't be as pronounced, and finally, the new and improved Aatrox has arrived. I know that lanes are a bit ambiguous at the moment, but let this tier list guide you to learning new and strong champions. This being said, with the meta in flux, let's talk a bit about Aatrox first. Only time can truly tell if Aatrox will be a meta-changing champion on this patch, but what we can say is that he's going to be infinitely stronger than his previous build. The idea behind Aatrox has remained intact in that he's going to want to be up close and auto-attacking, but now we're looking at a modernized kit that combines mobility and reliable damage. His kit looks incredibly difficult to deal with as an opposing bruiser, and I foresee him being a strong pick. However, until sufficient time has passed and data has been collected, we won't include Aatrox in any tier list, but all you need to know is that the rework looks very promising. There are some obvious and not so obvious trends to our top lane tier list. We clearly see that carries are doing quite well for themselves, and ultra tanks like Mundo and Garen are also quite a force to deal with. We're mostly looking at strong laners that can transition very quickly into the mid game because of the pacing and just take over. We're mostly looking at strong laners that can transition very quickly into the mid game because of the meta. All of these champions have the capability to outplay from behind and take on multiple people at once when ahead. We're confident in sticking Irelia into S tier despite being nerfed this patch because she is greatly rewarded for being a high skill cap champion. Darius is a clear winner for this current meta because he crushes laning phase and only needs to be slightly ahead to begin to bully multiple people at once. Jax is a bit of a deceptive add into our S tier because he's a champion that demands attention, and if left unchecked he can snowball at 1 or 2 items, and everyone knows and understands how quickly games can end at the moment. So the bottom line for the best top laners right now is to be a great laner and to spike in the mid game. Mid lane is all about bringing big damage and being able to bring it without a bunch of items. All of the champions in this list either prioritize deleting one target or dealing immense teamfight damage. Our S tier features 2 AD heroes, and in general this is a rare moment in League that many AD champions are strong in the mid lane. Talon takes control of the game with his roaming and is able to immediately impact the map once he gets a little bit ahead. Yasuo gives massive teamfight presence, he embodies that death ball composition and feels great to play as a high skill cap champion. Brand is a dominant force as a nearly positionless champion and is able to top overall damage done in every single game he's in. Bottom line for mid lane is bring the damage. The jungle has been in a pretty strong position all throughout Season 8, and what that usually means is that there are plenty of viable carries. There are 2 types of champions that I like to separate this jungler tier list into, and they're carries and enablers. Carries are self-explanatory, they scale up and they do the heavy lifting, but enablers are the junglers that have high base damage and make plays to get their team and carries ahead. However, our S tier consists of carries. Master Yi has been the prime target for the gold funneling sensation, and it actually works. He has 1v5 cleanup potential. Nocturne is a champion you never want to see get ahead because for the most part he points, clicks, and gets rewarded. Udyr might not be a popular addition to our tier list, but the stats don't lie, and he has a consistent kit that will shine over a large amount of games. Junglers at the moment are the same. They're either going to be the carry or help the carry. Making the AD carry tier list feels more like making a bottom lane carry tier list because for the first time in League history, we are seeing champions other than ranged ADs being picked. Something that will probably never ever change is that this position will always have a carry. You should be comfortable with every single champion in this list being given the reins to take over a game. In our S tier, we're looking at close to undebatable picks, except for Kai'Sa. Her position on this list was given because she's just so dominant. However, Ginsu's Rageblade is getting a significant nerf, so we expect this to adversely affect her. Lucian is a do-it-all champion at the moment, and his weakness being late game has been completely overshadowed by the fact that the climax of most games take place during his power spikes. Now this isn't the first or last time I mentioned Brand, but he just deals so much damage and is just a great carry at the moment. Supports are favoring both supportive and carry-like casters at the moment, and our S tier recommendations have insane win and play rates. Since the other roles are prioritizing damage and carry potential, crowd control's value shoots straight up because all you need is 1 or 2 seconds to take someone out if 4 of your teammates are carries, or you as the support are the carry yourself. Our S tier list is backed by data and is close to undisputable. Morgana is an example of an enabler that also has offensive capabilities in terms of her ridiculous snare and black shield. Nami is a lane bully that has CC and is able to have a great amount of control over the laning phase, which is arguably the most important phase of the game in solo queue. Zyra plays a role as a carry, whether she gets the gold or not. She deals a ton of damage and must be accounted for. For the support meta, we're just looking at high impact champions that have a special niche and can be a threat in some way, shape, or form, starting at level 1. This is our tier list for patch 8.13, and it should give you a direction or even confirmation about what to expect in the next 2 weeks for champion picks. Go to our official website and check out our comprehensive rundown and explanation for each and every single patch that will without a doubt boost your chances of winning.